Cristiano Ronaldo has turned 40 years old, and to celebrate it, we are going to look at the 40 most important goals of his career. From his first goal in Sporting Lisbon to his 900th goal, including some incredible and historic goals. Get yourself ready to see CR7's entire career in 40 goals. But before we start, what is the most important goal of Cristiano's career? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. This is Dylan Football, and we start now with the first goal. Before becoming the superstar we know today, Cristiano took his first steps in Sporting Lisbon. And his first goal came in 2002 in a friendly match against Betis. Cristiano was so unknown that the announcer mistook him for another player and called him Custodio.
Lo ha aprovechado Sporting para conseguir el tercer tanto. Espléndido el gol de Custodio.
Something quite funny, especially if we take into account that nowadays, Cristiano is one of the most well-known people in the world. As the goal was in a friendly match, it doesn't officially count. But the following one is the first official goal of his career. It was in the Portuguese league, against Moreirense.
Cristiano Ronaldo. Ainda vai jogar por Cristiano Ronaldo.
But the most interesting aspect of this goal is the story behind it. The goalkeeper of Moreirense confessed in an interview that at the time he was angry that he had conceded that goal. But today, he is proud to know that it was Cristiano Ronaldo's first goal, an absolute legend of the game. After his breakthrough at Sporting, Ronaldo joined Manchester United, where he made his debut with a stunning free-kick goal.
All the way through and in. I think he'll claim that. Cristiano Ronaldo's first goal for United.
At that moment, the young Cristiano showed why he would become a global phenomenon. His first season at United was a clear indication that his future was destined to be legendary. And not just for this goal, but for everything that was to follow. The following is his first goal in a final. To be precise, the 2004 FA Cup final against Millwall. Cristiano was at his best and scored a crucial goal to lead United to victory. This goal showed that Cristiano was a clutch player from the beginning. Now we move on from United to Cristiano's greatest passion, his country, Portugal. His first goal for the national team came on his debut at the Euros. It was a dream come true. The goal was against Greece in the group stage. And later they met in the final with victory for the Greeks. This was the first big disappointment of his career. Following with Portugal, we go to the 2006 World Cup, where Cristiano scored his first goal in that tournament. It was from the penalty spot against Iran in the group stage. Unfortunately for the Portuguese, he was knocked out by France in the semi-finals. And we are moving from a competition that has not brought him much joy to the opposite, the Champions League. On April 10, 2007, Cristiano scored his first goal in the European Cup in a match against Roma. He also scored his first brace in the competition.
Giggs, hard and low, looking for Smith. Ronaldo! Oh, that surely seals it!
A year later, in 2008, Cristiano scored this truly outstanding goal. One of his most memorable from his time in the Premier League. That year, he was unstoppable. United won the league, and Cristiano won the Golden Boot for top scorer of the season. But those weren't the only things he won that year. In the 2008 Champions League final against Chelsea, Cristiano scored a remarkable goal. It was one of the most important goals of his career, his first in a Champions League final. But the drama came later, as Chelsea equalized and CR7 missed in the penalty shootout.
A shimmy, and Czech has saved from Ronaldo of all people.
Despite that, Manchester United were crowned champions, and Cristiano, months later, would receive his first Ballon d'Or, a recognition of his brilliant season. In 2009, Cristiano scored one of the most famous goals of his career. It was in the quarterfinals of the Champions League against Porto. He scored a long-range shot that left the world speechless. This goal earned him the first Puskás Award in history, the award given to the best goal of the year. At that moment, Cristiano was not only capturing the hearts of United supporters, but also those of soccer fans around the world. And in the next round, he struck again. In the semifinals against Arsenal, Cristiano scored one of his most iconic free-kick goals. That truly showed all his precision and power. After beating Arsenal, United reached the final. But they faced an unstoppable Barcelona led by Messi, who eventually took the silverware. That final would be his last game for United, at least for a while, as that summer he signed for Real Madrid. And it didn't take him long to score with his new team. In his official debut in La Liga against Deportivo de La Coruña, he scored his first goal as a Real Madrid player. It was the start of a magical era at the Bernabeu. Cristiano's relationship with the Champions League and Real Madrid began in the best possible way. In his first European match with Los Blancos, he scored a free kick brace against Zurich. At that time, no one knew, not even he, that years later he would become the Champions League's top scorer. And there he continued to show his talent as a free kick taker. In that same season, he faced Olympique Marseille, where he scored another free kick goal. It was a powerful and accurate shot that made it clear that the Bernabeu had a new set-piece specialist. What is your favorite free kick goal by Ronaldo? Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments. But not everything was joyful in his first year at Madrid. In the round of 16 of the 2010 Champions League, Cristiano scored this goal against Lyon. But it was not enough. That was Real Madrid's only goal of the tie. His team was knocked out and Cristiano experienced his first major disappointment with Los Blancos. At the World Cup in South Africa, Cristiano scored against North Korea in a historic thrashing victory for Portugal. Although his team made it out of the group stage, they were beaten in the round of 16 by Spain, who went on to win the World Cup. CR7 scored his first goal in El Clásico. In the first match of the infamous Clásico Wars, 4 games between Madrid and Barca in 18 days. This goal was in the La Liga match that ended in a draw. However, this was only the first of many goals he would score in football's greatest rivalry. And 4 days later, they clashed again. This time in the final of the Copa del Rey, Cristiano scored an incredible goal, an unstoppable header in extra time to give Madrid the title, his first major trophy as a merengue, and a warning of what was to come in the coming years. Now let's go with a goal that might not be as important as others, but still worth remembering. Throughout his career, Cristiano has shown that he can score in almost every way. In 2012, against Rayo Vallecano, he scored a back-heel goal, making it clear that his repertoire has no limits. That same season brought one of the most iconic moments of his career. In El Clásico of April 2012, Cristiano scored the winning goal at the Camp Nou and celebrated with the now iconic "calm down" gesture. That goal led to the 2012 La Liga triumph. In a recent interview, Cristiano said the following about that celebration.
El calma, calma.
Sí, ha venido de ahí. Calma, que yo estoy aquí, que el bichito vaya a hacer la diferencia. Madre mía. Y ha venido de ahí.
And we continue with the Clásicos because in the summer of 2012, both teams faced each other in the Spanish Super Cup, a double-leg final, 1 game home and 1 away. And Cristiano managed to score in both. The second one is still remembered because of that heel dribble. These 2 goals helped Madrid lift its first trophy of the season. The next goal was with Portugal. His country was playing the qualifier for the 2014 World Cup, a head-to-head against Ibrahimovic's Sweden. And Cristiano showed up in his best shape. He scored a historic hat-trick that sealed their place in the World Cup and made it clear that when his country needed him the most, he delivered. That year, he won his second Ballon d'Or. In the second leg of the 2014 Champions League semi-finals against Bayern Munich, Cristiano sealed the tie with a brace. That match was quite the performance for Madrid. They scored 4 goals at the Allianz Arena. Cristiano broke the record for most goals in a Champions League season, but the final was still ahead of him. And in the final against Atletico, Cristiano sealed the 4-1 win with a penalty in extra time. It wasn't his best game, but with that goal he reached 17 goals in the competition, an absolute record in the history of the Champions League. And that year he won his 3rd Ballon d'Or. 2 years later, Madrid were on the back foot after losing 2-0 against Wolfsburg in the first leg of the quarterfinals. But at the Bernabeu, Cristiano made good on this promise and worked his magic.
Bueno, lo que puedo decir es que martes será una noche perfecta, será mágica, con vuestro apoyo. Nosotros jugadores dentro de campo vamos a dar el máximo y vamos a pasar la eliminatoria. ¡A la Madrid!
He scored a hat trick for the comeback. The most remarkable of the 3 goals was the free kick. That match showed why they call him Mr. Champions. The final that year was once again against Atletico de Madrid. Although Cristiano did not score a goal in the 120 minutes, he did score the winning penalty in the shootout to give Madrid its 11th UCL win. It was not his most spectacular game, but his coolness from the penalty spot made him the hero of the night. That year, he won his 4th Ballon d'Or. And a few months later, the Euros started. Portugal was having trouble winning its games. They needed a miracle to get past the group stage. And Cristiano showed up with a brace against Hungary, including a back-heel wonder goal.
João Mario and Ronaldo!
Portugal drew 3-3 and advanced to the next round. Which back-heel goal do you like better? The one against Hungary or the one against Rio? Leave us your favorite in the comments. And in the semi-final against Wales, Cristiano scored an unstoppable header to open the scoring. That goal gave Portugal its ticket to the final, where they ended up making history. Cristiano sustained an injury, but from the bench he led his country to their first European championship. A year later, in the 2017 Champions League final, Madrid played Juventus. Cristiano scored a brace in Madrid's 4-1 victory. He became the first player to score in 3 different Champions League finals. That year, he also won his 5th and final Ballon d'Or. A few months later, Cristiano scored in another Clásico. It was in the 2017 Spanish Super Cup at Camp Nou. This incredible goal gave the victory to Los Blancos in one of the last Clásicos featuring CR7. The following season, Madrid and Juventus faced each other again, but this time in the quarterfinals, and Cristiano scored the goal he had always dreamed of. A spectacular bicycle kick that left the Juventus stadium speechless. The crowd stood and clapped, and months later, Cristiano returned the gesture as he ended up signing for Juventus. He left Madrid with 4 Champions League titles and 5 total. He also left as the top scorer for the biggest club in football. Then came the 2018 World Cup. In the group stage, Portugal faced a powerful Spain that was beating them 3-2 with only 2 minutes to go. Cristiano had scored both goals for his team, and he took it upon himself to score the 3rd with a spectacular free kick. That World Cup didn't go too well for Portugal. And months later, he made his debut for Juventus. It didn't take too long for him to score in Serie A. His first goal for the Italian club came against Sassuolo, starting a new era full of titles. In the round of 16 of the 2019 Champions League, Juventus had lost 2-0 in the first leg against Atletico. In the second leg, Cristiano scored another historic hat-trick to turn the tie around.
Parte Cristiano! Sì!
His response to Simeone's gesture became legendary. Even so, his time at Juve was disappointing, especially in Europe's greatest competition. After that, he ended up returning to Manchester United in 2021. On his return to England, Cristiano made his debut with a brace against Newcastle. In Europe, he continued to score even with a disappointing team. Cristiano scored one of his last goals in the Champions League against Villarreal in 2021. A goal that will go down in history as the end of an era.
The field, it's Ronaldo with a chip. He still reigns in Spain.
That same year, he broke another record. With a brace against Ireland, Cristiano became the top international goal scorer in history, a milestone that shows his greatness with Portugal. At the Qatar 2022 World Cup, Cristiano scored against Ghana and became the first player in history to score in 5 different World Cups. Unfortunately for him, he ended up losing his starting place and Portugal was eliminated in the quarterfinals. His best days were behind him, but he wanted to continue making history. Things didn't work out too well at United, and in January 2023, Cristiano signed for Al Nassr. His new adventure in Saudi Arabia began with a penalty goal. No matter the league, Cristiano will keep on scoring. And finally, we reach goal number 40 in the video. It is the 900th goal of CR7's career, a milestone that seemed impossible, but that only Cristiano Ronaldo could reach, a number that puts him in another realm of the football world. As of this video, he has already scored 924 goals. He has just 76 left to reach 1,000. Do you think he'll make it? Or will he retire before that? Leave us your opinion in the comments. I truly hope you enjoyed this video. Please consider subscribing and see you next time!